that, you hit the check. Just make sure it's focused. No te pones en your brain, wait. Yo, we back with another podcast. We got my boy.
My gun killed.
AKA?
Yeah, my gun killed Kurt Cobain.
AKA
my
G.O.D.?
Gun, yeah, G.O.D. too.
AKA G.O.D. And then we got my boy.
You already know your boy in May.
Orne. And then we got my boy.
Back to the collector in the cut.
Yo, first we're going to start with the outfit checks because my boy is dripping.
Yeah.
My boy is dripping. Show him what you got, bro. Show him what you got.
We're dripping that Asali coat.
That's
you know,
Asali.
that shit crazy. We got the scarf, the tan, you know. Got a little champion hoodie, you know, because it get cold out here. It's been raining and shit.
Yo, that shit's been raining crazy, bro.
It's been crazy out here, shit. Like.
And then what you got, bro? Oh, wait, hold on, bro. What you got on the feet, bro? You got to show them real quick.
I got the
regular, bro.
I got the Balenci on the feet,
You
even though it's
take
cancel
him out,
culture.
bro. Take him out. You about to...
Like cancel culture and shit. Got the Balenci on the feet.
Yeah, we about to get canceled.
We're over here getting canceled and shit.
Well, we're gonna get canceled. We haven't even got on, bro.
We haven't got on.
All right, my boy Hector, what you got?
I got the RB blue trucker with the awful lot of sweater, you know, some regular black jeans that I got at Ross probably.
Yo, we're about to get that. We're about to get into that too, cause lately you in a way know what best of does, no?
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
In a
Got
way,
the LA to
Super
Chicago's, you know, skater shoes.
Oh, what you say about the shoes, bro?
Huh?
You're like, it's always there.
As long as they're like the threes you have, but these are cool still. I fuck with those.
The Jordan 1 SBs.
SBs. There's a little turn up.
My shit don't matter. Just vintage, APC, Christian Dior,
Acne,
and then,
Acne, no?
Acne, and Uniqlo.
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 Hey,
on
sponsors, you guys know.
there. Hey, yo, for real, amigos, y'all gotta sponsor me.
Bet I
boy
got
George.
a custom hat, you know, my Ozzy Osbourne shades, some leather. You know, I got that Way. Shout out Way. Vintage pants, and you know, always gotta stay comfortable with the Asics, most comfortable shoe on the planet.
What's because they're showing the planet?
Is it?
They're
Is it?
orthopedic shoes, bro. So
Those shoes are low key like sick though, cause I don't know. I'm telling you, I was wanting some white shoes.
I need that F-150, bro.
FZ150.
FZ150, bro.
$150 bucks. You know what I'm saying?
$150.
Yo, but how was your day, bro? So how was it? What you do? What you do today?
We just been grinding, man. I went to go do some things. We did a release today, and we dropped like new pieces. So I had to do most of the inventory count.
Cause you work with them, no?
Yeah, I work with Asali, and we just did a new drop. So we dropped new jeans. We did a mask, just like a new collection of pieces for people with, cause we've been kind of trying to get on the diverse wave of different shit and not just being like hoodies and shirts. So we're doing jeans now, masks, beanies. We got puffers and shit. That shit's crazy.
That's just going crazy.
Yeah, it's been going crazy. The
Cause
streets,
hella artists be pulling up there all the time too and shit. No?
Yeah, we got like a whole bunch of artists and shit that fuck with it. We just did a listening party with EBK, Young Jock too, just the other day. He released this album. And I think it's like on 80 on something on Apple. It's like top 100 right now. It's like 80 something, but who knows,
in
man?
there, bro.
Yeah, it might even be fucking top 50 by the time, you know, a few weeks go by.
Bro,
Yeah.
even hitting top 100 is hard because you don't imagine how like a lot of people are making music, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of people every single day are making music, so it's
So
like
being top 100, guys, just put it like, you make it there, you're doing something.
how'd you get to like know him? Because I've known G.O.D. for a minute, but I remember you started talking to La Ropa too. Remember that's how you kind of started getting into that.
Yeah, I started fucking with them. They was cool. I really liked the brand.
Everybody's been having there was a time where everybody had a La Ropa hat, bro.
Yeah, actually, matter of fact, if anybody's watching too, we not sponsored, but we got Casamigos in the house.
We sponsored, bro. We sponsored.
We got the beautiful, Jalisco, Mexico touch. So if you guys ever, in the mood for a little reposado, you guys over there getting your summer on, make sure you guys pick up one of these bottles. And tell them My Gun Killed sent you. You might even get a
free bottle. A free case of 12.
A free bottle, a membership, who knows, Just make sure you
take a
tell
shot
them I
for the
sent you.
counter. Or are you just holding it?
We fucking didn't have too much chaser and we're down to the last cup, so we gotta
We
make
down
sure.
to the last drops right now, bro. So we gotta just, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look and take a shot too. But, cause I remember you were at Starbucks. I remember you were at Starbucks, and then I was like, "Yo, you're by here, like, what's up?" And then you're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna hit the La Ropa, the pop up shit." And
Oh,
then you ended
yeah.
up, yeah, that's how it was like the first time where you
Yeah.
guys kind of like where you like went and like started talking.
When
to
I
me.
first did that, that's when they were first opening like their store in LA, and I was putting up to copy, and it was like my birthday was around the corner, I think, so I was trying to pull up to get like a good fit, and I don't know, it was one of those things where people didn't really know too much about it, and I hopped on it because I just like was into the whole like streetwear fashion and like trying to get stuff that I didn't see people wear too often, and I fucked with it too.
Exactly, yeah.
And little by little, like, people would always be like, they'll see me pull up in it, and they'll be like, oh, that's cool. But then, like, later on, they'll turn out to be like, oh, shit, I'll see so-and-so with it. Or they'll see me rock out with it, and, like, next thing you know, fucking...
Everybody was wearing a hat,
somebody else was like, some celebrity was wearing it, and they'll be like, oh, shit, I just seen you wear that shit, like, 2 weeks ago or, like, a month ago. And then people were just, like, from there hopping onto it, and...
I mean, shit, Jay-Z was wearing this shit.
Yeah, that shit got...
Jay-Z was wearing that shit, bro.
That shit got crazy, man.
Everybody.
It's crazy how, like, shit works, too, sometimes, because...
Because most of this shit was more, like, custom-made, no? Or, like,
Custom-made and super, like,
exclusive.
sometimes, like, super, like, limited. So some of the pieces were, like, crazy low and, like, super hard, like, super sick. And a lot of people were trying to look for it, like, months later down the road, but it'd been sold out. So, like, the demand was building up more, and then, like, you started to see more people pop on in it. And I remember even, I think when Draco had just got released too, you know, R.I.P. the man.
R.I.P. Draco,
R.I.P. man, no cap.
R.I.P. Draco, bro.
When he had just got out, he started wearing a few pieces from them in some of his music videos. And like a shirt or two, and then like his people were wearing it around. So like a lot of the hype during the time, and like when people were like coming out with it, were like, sheesh. It was super like, it was like a time to be alive type shit. Like Drake, no cap, Future, what a time.
What a time. Nah, yeah,
But yeah,
bro. That was crazy, bro. Cause when Draco passed away, when Draco passed away, I was kind of, I'm not even gonna bandwagon. Like, I was listening to him like probably like a year before that, and I wasn't that like, I would play him because I would DJ.
Yeah.
But I would just be like, oh, because this song is good, not really because it was Draco, you know. But when he passed away, it was unexpected, bro. It was like from one day to another type shit.
Yeah, I remember I was like,
It was at a show, no?
yeah, I was at a show, and I was like out during that night, and then I get this message of somebody saying like, hey, you know, like, so-and-so thing happened, and I just couldn't believe it. I was like, the night still hadn't finished, and I was like tripping out. I was like, no way. And then like, you wanted it to be almost one of those things where it was a lie too, because you didn't want to believe it.
Or like later on, like, oh, he's good now.
Later on, it was like some...
Bro, he's a lyricist, bro.
Yeah,
like,
no
lyricist,
cap.
bro.
Always spitting the truth.
Always spitting the truth, bro. But then so that's when you got into like knowing La Ropa, right? And then how'd you get into knowing them? Like, how'd you get in contact with them? Or it's not the same person, right?
Well, before I even started working at La Ropa, I used to always like, you know, I've always been into like clothes, like I told you, but I used to like resell Supreme on Melrose and like Fairfax, where I ended up meeting the one and only, the collector. Used to resell and flip, and just built a lot of like connections. Just built a lot of like connections during that time, and a lot of people that I knew. And other friends would, like, introduce me to other friends, just, like, through business and stuff, or if it was ever anything that they needed.
Yeah.
And I ended up meeting the owner that has this brand. And he was, like, dropping clothes at the time, but, like not as how much he is now.
Yeah.
And he was just, like, a friend to me. It wasn't, like... I don't know. It was just like mostly like, I just know you're doing clothing and you're just cool, So I'm just doing whatever I'm doing, and I just knew people, and then from there, I always supported it. And he started this other line with boxers and shit.
Yeah.
They're called Thuggies, and they're super sick. If you guys haven't tried a pair, get them.
Wait, what's Thuggies?
Thuggies is like this brand of boxes that he did with like a pocket in the middle, so you could stash shit and shit. So if you ever had weed or shit, or you could like stash it, like
that's fire for festivals, for fucking concerts.
That shit was hard, bro. Honestly, that shit was super tough,
bro. Because I always say that, like, a lot of people try to focus when they're trying to sell something, they try to just get on what's fashion or what's already popping and shit like that. But you gotta make whatever it is that you're trying to make. You gotta make it easier. Like you gotta make people's life easier. Like let's say like the Thuggies, right? People might feel like they might not need a certain thing, but let's say they're going to a festival, they're going to a party, or they're going to a penthouse party, or whatever, in their pocket check, whatever. Like you have your Thuggies.
Yeah.
And then it's just a quick, let me put my shit here.
So he's always really been innovative on shit, and that's been super interesting to me. So I've always like really been like proud on the shit that he does, and that's super sick. I was like busy with things that I was doing too, so I was like focusing on what I was kind of trying to get on, and I was also like mostly trying to like move on to like different things, because I always haven't been trying to stick to one thing. I used to like obviously collect and flip and sell like vintage t-shirts.
Oh, you still be selling that?
I still like not as much as I used to, but I still have them. Yeah, I wear them. I still have them. I could sell. People do offer me a lot of money sometimes and be like, "Oh, would you sell?" And I'm just like not interested.
What's your most expensive piece?
I think maybe like $2,000 for a shirt. But when I got it, it wasn't that.
No, yeah,
and it was like, but it
because $2,000 don't sound crazy, but let's say you get a tee for $100 or $200, and this goes for $2,000.
You can find these tees for like $1 at the bins.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, but you can find tees, good tees for like that's a low key gem right there. You gotta hit thrifts, but not every single thrift is gonna have good shit. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta also hit the vintage.
I don't even want to say it because then everybody's gonna be hitting thrifts thinking they got that shit on, but it's like, but
it's a passion too.
Yeah.
A lot of the things is patience, and most of the time when I used to even go personally, I would like be in the bins for hours and sometimes not even see anything. But a lot of the people that I would be around with would pull like something that was like decent.
Yeah.
But it's not really meant for a lot of people, just because like sometimes people don't have too much patience and they want to find something so quick.
Instant gratification, bro.
Because they're not into it.
They're not into it.
They're not into it. They're just really doing it because other people are doing it.
So you hear somebody on a potty and you just like, oh, I heard this shit goes for this. You get all excited trying to think you're going to make money or not.
And they don't make money like in a month or like a couple of weeks, and they're like, it's not for me. It's
and
like,
then
bro,
sometimes you got to know the research, like not research, but just have like knowledge too in certain things. Because like if you're into something, you're going to do research and try to like figure shit out. Sometimes if people are not even there to tell you.
Yeah.
But
Is that thing on?
Hold on, but yeah, like, yeah, I get what you mean, because I'm like that with the price picks right now, bro. At first, I mean, it has nothing to do with the fashion shit, but I get what you mean, like, because at the price picks, bro, I was hitting, like, because I'm into betting, I'm getting into betting, like, the price picks.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
And then I was doing,
Price picks.
Price picks. And then,
it is.
Tell the whole audience, but don't give them your IRL, because then, they ban you.
No, I'm going to get, they do that? Oh, but if you put it, like, on the thing,
yeah, bro, that's how you get fucking Steve will do it and shit. Stop playing.
Bro, they be tripping now. They be making me a lot of bank, and then they do it. All right, well, anyways. Like, with the price pick thing, I wasn't hitting it, like, 2 times, right? Or 3 times, and I was like, bro, like, that shit looking might sound like a thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was hitting it. Yo, hold on, tell me about the tech things before I...
Yo, so
my boy's take things back.
I'm over here trying to get on this whole professional fingerboard. So I'm trying to really go pro. People are go pro skateboarding. I grew up, obviously admiring skateboarding since I was younger, but didn't want to grow up to be the whole person that's like trying to go pro.
Yeah.
You over here breaking limbs, bones, backs.
Yo, so what's the thing about going pro with it though? Like,
I don't know.
Let's say you go, because obviously I don't know.
It started as like a joke to somebody, because I was just like telling that person that I was trying to get a board, and I was, yo, I'm gonna go pro. I had messaged that guy, and
he's a pro type guy.
He wasn't. He was just some guy trying to sell something, and I was trying to get something from him, and I was like, you gotta sell to me, bro, because I'm like really trying to go pro. And then from there, it was just like a joke to me, because I was just trying to say anything, like pull anything out of my ass to tell him.
Yeah.
And then I ended up meeting with him, and then I was picking something up, and I had totally forgot what I told him. So when I pulled up, he was like trying to, giving me like what I had paid for.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he just brings up, so like, you're really trying to go pro in this, son. And I was like, I'm confused, because I was like, so what is he talking about? And then I was like, oh shit, I liked it. So I'm like, I liked this guy, so.
Because he's pro, or he's so tight.
No, He just was like some guy, but I was trying to convince him to sell it to me because he was telling me he was going to sell. He might have sold to someone else, and I was like, no, bro, you gotta sell to me because like I'm actually trying to go pro, like. And then later on, he's just like, so you're trying to go pro, and I was like confused, like what is this guy talking about? And then I was like, oh, I forgot I lied to him,
bro. Because everybody be going pro. Bro, have you seen those things on YouTube where the fools be slapping people, bro?
like what?
Like there'll be two people sitting across from each other.
Oh yeah.
They just be slapping each other the whole thing, bro. And it's like a profession. Like there's fools that actually go to the gym and work out like just this area, bro. They'll be like, this is this area where I'm gonna slap the fuck out of this fool, bro. Like I need to work this shit out.
Sometimes I don't know. It's just different. It's like whatever whatever you like at the same time. To some people, it might seem like funny or goofy.
Yeah.
But
it's because you're really like into it, and like, you're just not doing
like
it
super into something. It's just like cool to at least like be like super into that.
Yeah.
And then later on end up being really good at it by accident, and you didn't even know because you just were like, I'm so interested in what people are telling me if it's funny or not.
Yeah.
But next thing you know, you could be like the best person at that, and everybody thinks it's funny, but you might inspire other people to continue with that shit that you're good at. So
because it goes back to what we were talking about, bro. Like people might not think a certain thing is important or a certain thing is cool, but once somebody is really good at it, at what they're doing, and they make it cool or they make it like whatever it is, trendy or whatever the case is, everybody's just gonna hop into it, and this becomes a profession, bro, and you make money off of it.
Yeah, I was just like not even profession or anything. Like for some funny shit, I just thought it was.
No, I'm saying like, yeah, I know you fuck with it, but I'm saying like, let's say you end up doing a fucking tray flip, nose grind, kick flip out on a deck.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's gonna be like, holy shit, like that looks easy, but then they try to do it, they can't even do an ollie.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And then they're like, oh, then let me try to get it like this so I could try to do even something cooler. And then one person does it, then the other person does it, and the other person does it, and then that's when it becomes something cool to do. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you're doing it because of that, but bro, I need you to tell me the Virgil Abloh story, New York.
Oh, sheesh.
I need you to tell me that story, bro, because I've been trying to get him to say that. R.I.P. Virgil too, bro. I feel like we're getting to an age where it's like a lot of people are passing away.
I might even have to take a shot, bro. I have to take a shot for that, bro.
So my boy went to New York for Fashion Week. He went for La Ropa, right? He went to go do a couple things. Let's
run the whole story back.
Yeah, like say it from the beginning, bro. This story is crazy, bro.
This is a good one, bro. Let's even.
I need to hear this.
We might even have to take these off real quick.
Yeah, I need to make sure the everything's good. Hold on.
Let's make sure the book is here. Something.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Hold on, I need to make sure this is focused.
Yo, let's.
I'm gonna put this down because this shit. I want to make sure it's focused. But
yo,
speaking of Virgil,
let's just say something's off about this story. I'm just gonna put it like that.
Something's off, but it's definitely right. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I need you to tell me that Virgil Abloh story is crazy, bro.
So it's just like, honestly, this goes back like I think 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Still, it was about 2 years, I think now, maybe, or a year and a half now. I ended up going to New York out. I was working with Europa. It was really sick. And they were having a grand opening for their New York store that they had just opened in Manhattan. Yeah. It was super fun, super sick. The location was beautiful. The city was even better. The vibes were all around great. The food, the people, the vibes, the environment, super, super sick. It turns out that there's one night, we were there for about a week, and I pulled up on Fashion Week. So honestly, the best time to pull up. And yo, bro, like if y'all never been to New York, bro, if y'all never been to New York, make sure the first thing you do, I touched down in New York. I got myself a chopped cheese, bro. If you're not getting yourself a chopped cheese from New York and you pulled up there, don't talk to me. Don't mention New York, bro. That shit, I'm telling you,
because I've gone to New York twice. And both times were vibes, bro. They were vibes. But I can only imagine in Fashion Week, bro.
Yeah, no, Fashion Week, bro. Everybody was there stunting out. Everybody was there pulling out. But I noticed that in New York, it's like crazy because in like LA, you have people that flex with cars. You know, like that's like the main thing. Car with clothes, right? Yeah. Like in LA, you pulling up in a Corvette and And even in something bigger, but you know, like standard, right? You put up in a Scat Pack, Help Pack, you know, that's still like, you know, a few thousand. You pull up in a Corvette, you pull up in
whatever
Range
they think is right, because I feel
Rover.
like even Scat Packs are like, to me, it's like if you have a Charger, bro, like you at least have to have a Hellcat. Like it has to be a Hellcat. A Scat Pack is cool. No, I'm not gonna, a Scat Pack is cool as fuck. Don't get me wrong. Like a Scat Pack is cool as fuck, because I ain't gonna lie. If Scat Pack was my third, second whip, I'll have a Scat Pack, bro. I ain't gonna lie, but I'd rather have a fucking. It's basically like a part of the. It's a Charger.
Yeah.
But if I had a heli or a Demon,
oh shit, you might be look different. But I think that the thing that's funny about New York and super sick is that like flexing over there is different, in the sense of not putting up with a crazy ass car or different. Like clothes, sometimes people flex like really lightly, and they'll pull up crazy deep. When I was in New York, I'd be walking around the streets. In LA, the most and the best dog is a French Bulldog. Like, people, to them, that's an expensive dog, which it is. There's dogs that are obviously Frenchies that get crossbreeded with certain eyes. On even like 2 Chainz video, most famous, or like most expensive dog.
The fluffy ones too.
Most expensive dog, they almost like 200. So I'm not saying that they're cheap dogs neither. They could really go for a crazy or outrageous amount of money.
Yeah.
But
because I know a homie that sells Frenchies, bro, and that fool be selling them for like 17, 20, 15, 13.
So, you know, Frenchies are still expensive, but in like New York, people will pull up with dogs you ain't never seen in your life. Like
German Shepherd Chihuahua / Poodle.
Like don't, like, I'm talking about like dogs that are like 50, 60, 70 bands. Like dogs that are like, you see in pictures and you never see them in life. I remember I was walking through New York and I was tripping because I was like, in New York, it's so subtle. They'll walk out in normal clothes, but the flex is the dog, bro. And you thinking that you come to LA, everybody knows that, oh, French Bulldog is like expensive, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not talking that though, because French Bulldog over there is not exotic. It's like, that's just a normal dog.
Yeah.
Exotic is like dogs you ain't never seen in your life, and you just
like
trip out. I didn't even remember the name of the dogs. That's when I asked them, I was like, what type of dog is that? They would tell me the name. I don't remember, but
they're
just
like Maltese, German,
you just look
golden,
up. Just look
Chihuahua.
up. Like, I remember I was looking, and like, I think one of those dogs that were walking was like $50K, and I was like, what? Like no way that dog's that expensive, or like $100K for a dog. Like, you thinking like an expensive dog you've never seen. I was like, huh? Like, that's what's cool about New York, because like New York is different, because they have so much money that when you have so much money, bragging in cars or bragging in things that you do in LA is no longer fun though. No. Like, it's like I have so much money, if I pull up in a Lamborghini, that's not even cool.
Shit on a dog.
They're like, that's not even cool. Like, I want to pull up with something I've never seen nobody pull up. And I was like, oh, like, I came out and I thought I knew it all. I was like, I've been thought I knew it all.
I was watching a podcast, and some fool was like, a lot of people aren't trying to spend that type of money on a dog, but it's like, when you're making a certain type of money, bro, it's like, yeah, I put my money in this fucking dog, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I put my money in this dog. It's not even like I spent this money on a car. I spent this money on some clothes. I spent it on a dog. But then at the end of the day, I fuck with it because, like, a dog, bro, I always say this, bro. There's nothing and no one more loyal than a dog, bro. Nothing and more loyal than a dog.
Than a bitch, but
Than a bitch, you know what I'm saying? Depending what bitch, though. You know what I'm saying? 90% of my bitches were good, but you know what I'm saying? Not all of them. But anyways, back to hold on, though. Before we start talking about the dogs, though, bro, we need that Virgil album.
When I did pull up to New York,
we started talking about dogs, and we started talking about Virgil and shit. But we need
when
that
I did
Virgil
pull up to New York, it was super vibe. It was super crazy. I loved it. It was super sick. And then like the very like last day, I was there for a week, so we were just there for like only a few more next days. New York was super sick. I had seen already like the New York Times Square. Like, I had been gone to like most down of the city. I tried different spots. Everything was good, right? And like this whole shit comes down to, we were throwing this party at the store and we were turning up, and I think the next day there was another store throwing a party, but it was Subi jeans, because it was Fashion Week. And Subi was having like this big party, bro, big party. And luckily, like, we were on the list, and we pulled up, and there was this long line like around the block and shit. And like we pulled up, and we obviously like wait for someone, and then we get in like almost instantly. That wasn't that long. We're there, and everything's going well. Everything's sick. I pulled up with the whole team. Everybody's go. When I had gone there earlier in the day, they were setting up art, but like I had got like a VIP access of how shit was gonna go. And she was super sick. Like, they had, like, almost, like, 3 floors in there.
Was it like a warehouse, a building?
It's a building, but New York's different. So, like...
New York is fire, bro.
It's, like, hella tall buildings, right? Like,
it's, like, tall, but, like, it was, like, three like, stores. 3 floors. But it was, like, all one building, though. It was super sick. And, like, Subi had that. I'm not sure if it was her spot, but... I pulled up, and when I pulled up, it was packed in there. During that time in LA, everything was closed. Everything was closed because of COVID.
it was
it was still during the pandemic.
And then when I pulled up and I got in there, shit was crazy, but it was almost to like a point where you're like, I haven't seen this in a minute, because it would be to the point where sometimes like there was regulations in LA where there couldn't be a certain amount of people, or
it's exclusive party.
Events weren't even like, you couldn't have events. Remember, it wasn't like you should be only within like 10 people or some shit like that. Remember, they had like those dumbass rules and shit.
Like
so like people were like big ass attractions were like not really happening during that time. But when we were in New York, like New York didn't give a fuck, and they were just like, they didn't care about shit like that. So this party was filled with like maybe like, when I got there, it looked like about 100, 200 people.
Yeah. But not no regular 200.
Yeah,
people,
no, like
200
like, people, like a whole bunch of hot girls, like a whole bunch of people there for like fashion week, people with style, like super sick people, because you weren't even allowed to get into the party too, like if you weren't like maybe on the list, or if you were out in the line and you were like maybe too long in the line, you wouldn't even got in. So I ended up going in there, and at first we ended up going with like a group of like the people I work with from the brand that I do. And I like ended up going really close to the DJ, and the set was super sick. Like, I was having a great time. That shit was crazy. And then I thought about it, like, it's just hot as fuck. But I was like right there next to the DJ the whole time. We're looking at everybody, and the music he was playing was live. It was really sick. It was movie. And then it's hot as fuck.
You gotta see the story before you got in, though.
No. That's that. We're not even there yet.
Yeah, okay. You're not even there yet. Okay. Because, bro, I'm telling you this story. When I first heard it, I was like, bro, I need this on a vlog. I feel like it's better on a podcast because you can really just go into detail, bro.
Yeah, on a podcast.
If I were to have gone through that, like, bro,
you would have been like, oh shit. No, like
anybody would have been through like, oh shit, bro. Because, okay, my man, all right, let's go. I don't mean to interrupt, but. Shot for Draco and Virgil, since we're talking about them, cause
yeah, no cap. So then I ended up like just being there, and the vibe is super sick. I fuck with it. And then next thing you know, like I'm there, and it's getting really hot, and I start seeing people from like, cause where I was at the DJ,
yeah,
it almost seemed like that was the back of it, cause it looked like we were DJing to everybody, cause everybody's on the floor. I had gone up, and I was right in the DJ set. Like, it was just, like, 2 DJs playing and me and, like, some biddies that were there for the DJ. And, like, I started seeing these people coming from, like, this room, and, like, there's this door, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I thought this was it,
the main event.
So I'm tripping out, and I'm hot as fuck, so I'm like, well, I gotta see what's up with this. So, like, I literally go through, and I go up, and I'm going up, and there's people coming down, and then I go up, and it's, like, the second floor. And there's this whole other party there.
Oh, so it was a party in the party type thing.
Yeah.
It was like a lot of parties going on.
It was like a party, but then like if shit was too hot in there or like I don't know what, you could go up, and then there was another party there. And the music was a little bit lower, but you could still feel the vibes. It was mad people there, like people networking and shit like that. I was like, damn. And then mad hot girls in there too. I was tripping out. I was like, oh shit. And then once I'm there, there's like another door. There's another staircase. And then you go there, and then there's when I went up there, there's even more people, and I was tripping. I was like, damn. But when you got up there, it was a little bit more like they had a window open, so it was like more breathable. Like, so if you were like really hot downstairs, you could go up there. But it was mad people. There's a whole bunch of art, the whole music, the whole like building is going off at the same time. And I'm there, and I had pulled up with, the camera's back.
Yeah, but my camera's good, boys.
So we had pulled up there, and next thing you know, I was there, and the people that I had pulled up there, I was working with, I had gone down, and I thought I was still there with everybody because I pulled up with like 10 people I had worked with and myself. Next thing you know, I couldn't find anybody that I worked with, and that
this
shit was
currently when you're working with La Ropa.
Yeah.
La Ropa.
Oh,
So we were over there for them. That's the reason I was in New York, because I was like there to pull up for their store that they were opening in Manhattan, which was Vibe. And when I was at the Subi party, I had pulled up with about maybe 8, 7, or 9 of my coworkers, and we're like 10 deep or something. Next thing you know, I had been having such a good time that I started to be like, wait, where are the people I came with, right? So I started looking for them, and I couldn't find nobody, but the party was still sick. So I was like, I ain't even gonna trip, because I was staying at this hotel that was not that far from here, from where I was at. So I was like, I'm finna just party this shit out. I don't care. So I really did, and then I bumped into people I had made friends with there in New York. And then I was like, oh shit, you're here? And they're like, yeah, of course I'm gonna be at this party, and of course. So I'm like, what's good? So next thing you know, at that party there's 3 floors, right? But then once you get down to where the DJ is at, there's a bottom floor, and at the bottom floor there was another art gallery and more people, and then a different DJ playing there. So that shit was hard. So it's one level.
So then I remember you told me you pulled up, you were at that party that was cracking, bro. And then you just decided where you were just like, you know what, I'm not even trying to be here anymore. Like, let me see what's up with this one party that looked like it's cracking.
Yeah, so
and you try to, because it was only guest list, bro. So it's
once we got from there, the party had already kind of ended, semi early, and I thought it was gonna go longer.
Yeah.
It ended
this
up.
was the Subi one, right?
Yeah, Subi. And this one ended at 11 or some shit like that, which was cool. But the next thing you know, you're all wired and you're all lit, that you're trying to see what's next. And the DJ was announcing there's gonna be this after party, so and so, and he announced the Addy, but I didn't even hear it. And I had a friend that was next to me, and I was like, did you hear what the address is? Like, nah, I didn't. And I'm like, fuck. So we're over here trying to go around with the people that had just everybody's literally leaving this whole 3 stories. It was 4 stories all around. It was 4 stories all around. And it was 1 story, 2 story, 3 story, and then if you got down to the first floor, you go down.
Yeah.
So it was 4 stories actually. Kind of not 4 stories.
Had a party.
Yeah, each one was an exclusive party.
Yeah,
so then you pull up to the front. So then you pull up to the front.
Kinda, that shit was hard.
Then you pull up to the front, and then it's
and there was a lot of people, man, a lot of girls. It's a lot of good time, and then next thing you know, we're trying to find out the address of where the after party is, and one thing to another, I think my phone was dead, so I couldn't really be on it too much. But I had my charger and I couldn't find anywhere to charge it. Next thing you know, I literally end up linking up with the person that I was there at the party that I made friends with in New York. Everybody's leaving at the party because they're kicking everybody out of the building. So in New York, there's streets, but they're really smaller sometimes. Certain they're a little bit more narrow. And when you let a lot of people
basically
out,
LA, but compact.
Yeah, compact, and especially in Manhattan, the streets are a little bit more narrow. And then you're letting everybody out at this one time, so this whole street outside is
cracking.
You're seeing everybody damn, you see all the girls, this and that. It's everybody, right? So the guy that I was with, I lost him, and I was like, fuck, where is he? I'm looking all around, I can't find him. I'm like, damn.
Because when G.O.D. goes out, he's in his own. You know what I'm saying? We over here, you know what I'm saying? We over here.
We live. Nah,
we live, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with you with your stories, bro, because your stories be mad funny. They just be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Talking your shit. And then you pull up to, so you're at the Subi party. And you see that they're already kicking everybody out. 11 is too early, but you know what I'm saying? Everybody.
Yeah, you still want to go do something.
11 is barely when the party's cracking in LA, anywhere. But then, so you pull up at the Subi party. They're starting to kick people out. And you're like, you know what? I'm trying to go after because I'm in New York. I'm trying to get it cracking.
I'm trying to get it cracking. And it's my last night in New York, too, because the next morning I was going to leave. So I'm trying to really, make sure to jump off. And then next thing you know, I find my friend. He was, in a group of, friends talking with people.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, so where's this after party gonna be at? And next thing you know, he asked like a friend and another friend, like a few people that know where it's at. And they're like, in New York, you know, obviously like everything's walking distance too. So like either
People
you
take
could
the train a lot over
you
there,
could take a train too,
Taxis
but like
and shit.
when you're in Manhattan, like stuff is just like by like streets. So like if you're like on 13th, be like, oh, it's on 18th Street, but like 18th Street is like one block, so it's like one block per street.
Yeah.
So sometimes it really be like if you're on 13th Street and you're trying to go to 18th, you're gonna really walk 5 blocks.
Yeah.
You only really walking 5 blocks. It's not that far. So we had looked it up on the phone and it was like 13-minute walk. So we were like 8 deep and we're like, let's pull up, let's go. And I bumped into a friend that I was there like staying with in the same like hotel that I was at that time when I was like crossing to go over there. And I'm like, what's good? Where you going? He's like, I'm already going home. And I'm like, really? Like, bro, it's like 11. What you talking about? It's like the last night in New York, you tripping. Fashion Week. So I'm out of there. He goes back to the room. I should have maybe gone to the room, low key, no cap, on some no shit.
All right, Joe, we gotta get to this story, bro. We gotta get to this story, bro.
But the next thing you know, like, I don't, and that was cool. So I end up walking more.
That was a sign where you're just like, I gotta get.
I end up walking more there, and I get there with like the people we were at, and we get there. Like, we're there already at the spot, and like it's this like place at a corner, and I'm not too big in New York, so I don't know places. But this place that we pulled up was like not even like a spot or like a venue, because we were thinking it was gonna be like a full like after party, like the one we just came with. Like the one we just came with was like this whole DJ, this, the third. And next thing you know, we pull up, and like shit is just like different. Shit's just like mad strict. There's mad people staying, and like they're outside, and like there's these 2 waitresses, 2 girls that are outside. And in New York, it was 2 girls, which is funny because in LA it would have been like a guy bouncer, like a guy like big, like not gonna let you in. It was 2 girls.
Oh, you remember you told me that it's like it wasn't even guy bouncer, because usually when you pull up to a club, it's a guy bouncer, a puff ass from the front. But there
like
was 2 shorties, bro. If you know there's 2 shorties, you know it's
like different. Like that's what also made it different too, because you weren't like greeted to a guy or telling you no, or like it was all these people trying to get into the door, and like nobody was being able to. And all the friends that we came with were like, we're all in the vibe of like trying to come to this after party. We pull up, and this after party strict as fuck, like what's going on, and we're trying to think like, what's the deal? Then this girl just like automatically out of nowhere, we're right there because I'm like semi close to the front, like a few people in front of me, says, if you're not on the list, you're not gonna get in. This girl, and she's just like, so instantly in my head when I heard that, I was like,
I gotta get in.
I was like, not that I gotta get in, but I was just like, oh shit, I'm not getting in. Like I'm like, damn, like
this girl like white, Latina, black.
like nah, like cause there were girls from New York, so they're white girls. They're white girls. Yeah, they're like in their 20s and
white
stuff
girls
like
or
that.
Russian girls in the front.
And then
bro.
and then literally she's like, if your name's not on the list, you're not gonna get in. And I'm like, well, I'm not from New York. I don't know this place. Like my name's not in there. I'm not getting in, you know. So like for like that moment, I'm like, well, what am I doing here? Like standing here, like I'm gone, you know. But I don't know what just told me just stay there. So I was just there, and I was trying to like pretend to really get in, and people were like trying to get in too, but nobody's getting in. Next thing you know, these 2 biddies pull up. These 2 biddies.
Latinas, white.
Oh,
Hey man, these 2, it's New York, bro. They ain't no Latinas there, bro. It's like fucking white girls, bro.
Orange shorties, bro. Don't get me wrong, the Latinas over there be Dominicans or whatever.
Yeah, that's like when you're gonna be like, you're gonna be like in Brooklyn or like somebody.
But if you're into like some shit where you're like a party,
bro, it was like a whole bunch of like white chicks and shit, which was cool. And these 2 shorties pull up, and like I'm riding back of them, and at that time it was COVID. But the thing about New York is that they were like not strict but strict, so they were like obviously super down to have shit and like events. But you had to have a COVID card, like a COVID-19 card. And I remember I didn't have my vaccination, so I was like, oh shit, I don't have one of those.
Have you been vaccinated?
Nah. Don't
you didn't get it? Not even one?
Nah, I didn't get one.
Damn, I got 2, bro, because I had to hit Mexico. I had to hit Mexico, bro, so I had to get him.
This guy, bro, don't be surprised
when
he knocks over at fucking...
You know what I'm saying? I'm be 50.
He knocks over at 40, bro.
I'm be big 59, be able to get a boner, you know what I'm saying? Just like that, like, fuck this vaccine. Okay, so then you pull up to the front, there's these 2 shorties. No, these 2 shorties were entering.
These two biddies are coming in, but like... my friends are all around trying to get in, and they're kind of having this whole like, wow, they're not getting in. And it was this thing where you had to have a COVID vax. So I remember I was just like, fuck, I didn't have one. And when we were in New York, you couldn't go nowhere, no bar, this, and that. Like, if you didn't have one, they wouldn't serve you at all. So we like were like on the like mission to get one. We ended up like, you know, doing a little went, you know, pulling out some fucking stunt, putting out some trick, and I end up, you know, of course, having a vax and shit. You know, all of a sudden I'm fucking.
All of a sudden he got his vaccine, bro. He said, "I got it." You know what I'm saying?
All of a sudden, you know, from one moment to another, like the doctor's like, "Oh, you've been vaccinated twice." So
my boy got the third vaccine. Hasn't even come out.
yeah, shit. At that time, I was already on the 5th Jan, and people were still trying to catch up on their second dose. Like I was like, sheesh. So I pulled up, undefeated. And I ended up getting the whole like, you know, stunt, the whant, and then from there, these two biddies pull up, and this like security guard that was inside, or this importing guy that was inside, comes in, and like these girls are super like on their shit. We're like, they're on the list. They're on the list for sure. But this guy comes in from inside and says, hey, these two right here, they're good. He turns his back and just walks away. So these two girls are like, you know, they got the green pass. Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, I'm right in back of the last girl, right? But I hear the girl, because everybody's making noise, everybody's being rowdy. I hear this girl say, because she had talked to him, and she's like, can I see your bags? You know, like card and shit. So the two girls were already like, trying to look for it. And then when they were looking for it, I already had my shit in my hand, right? I was already like, fucking, I had my ticket, bro. So literally, like, she literally lets these two girls in. And then I'm like trying, and then from there, I go in with the whole, like, I'm trying to get into, and the girl stops me, and she's like, oh, no, not you. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm with them, and I have my shit. Like, and, like, the girl's like, no. And then I'm like, but I'm with, and I'm like, and she's like, scratches my hand and, like, gives me a mark and shit. She's like, all right, you're good. Bro, I don't know those two biddies, bro, but I'm telling you, yo, I'm praying, no cap. Angels pulled up that day. I get in, and I'm walking, and they're like, everybody's going down. Like, there's a staircase going down. So I'm, like, getting down, and I'm just like, I'm in. All my friends, when they saw me go in, like, their mouth dropped. That, you know, everybody, like, I'm like, hey.
If you don't know, you don't know.
It's
you know
like,
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I got 8 friends looking at me with a disappointed
So,
face.
okay, so then, like, let's say you go down the stairs, right? And the feeling, because at that time, you don't even know what was going on. You don't even know what party or whatever. So it's just an after party.
I thought my friends were really in back of me, too. But I was just, like, trying to, you know, get in myself. So I get in. I walk down. Next thing you know, when I walk down there, the whole vibes was low. The lights were lit. Everything was super sick. And it's this restaurant mixed in with this, like, this DJ in the corner. Is this bar, and it's like this open restaurant type shit, and I'm tripping out. I'm like, damn, it's just super sick. When I'm down there, automatically, like, I see someone mad familiar and shit, and I'm like, I've seen this person before, but he pulls up with like this beanie, and the beanie was like a mohawk, but it was funny because it wasn't like real, like, it was like yarn, but it was like yarn that was put in the beanie that made it look like you had a mohawk, but you didn't. And I'm like, why does that guy look familiar? Because I've seen him before. And I was like, oh, shit, that's A$AP Nast. I was like, damn. I was tripping out for a bit because I had seen him back, like, in L.A. in Beverly Center. Yeah. And I pulled up, and he had his rings on that day, and he looked more like A$AP Nast. And when I pulled up that day, I was like, that's crazy, you know? So I pulled up, and I started, like, talking to him about, like, the whole, like, brand that I work for and, like, trying to, like, network with him. And he's like, hey, yo, I respect what you do and your hustle and shit, but, like, not down here, you know, like, I'm really just trying to be on some, like, chill shit. And he was like, but I really respect what you're doing, though. He's like, keep that shit up. And he really, like, motivated, like, me for, like, just to, you know, obviously keep doing what I'm doing. But, you know, he was just trying to be on some chill vibe. And I respected that, too. I just didn't want to, like, forget about it or miss the opportunity, too. And, super humble cat, super chill, and I'm there.
Who was DJing at the party, bro?
At first, it wasn't who you think it was. It was some girl. But later on, I ended up talking to one of my New York cats that's like big in New York, and he said that girl that I was watching was like this big DJ in New York, and she's literally the one that ended up putting the person that I seen later on that night. That's why he was around her. But I'm right there just chilling, and I'm starting to see the girls in this party, but the girls don't look average. Like they look like some shit you be seeing in like movies, you know, like some like I just came down from fucking Victoria's Secret runway type shit. I'm not even capping. I'm like, damn, like where am I at, right? Cause I'm starting to trip out a little bit, right? And I see this bar. The bar is crazy. The everybody in there is like high status, like tripping. Like I'm like, where am I really at? Where did I just come to? Cause
you told me you saw the food from Essentials too, no?
Yeah, this is not no like this is literally like not no like
Jerry Lorenzo, bro.
This is not like no like ordinary just party. This like some like elite high class, like you gotta be on this. So I'm just like breaking all of this shit down as it's going down, because I'm like, what's really like where am I? Man. So I'm right there, this girl DJing, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, I didn't even see where he had came out of, but I see literally Virgil walking around. The whole party, like, he was so free at that party that you had to, like, be so exclusively invited. Like, they didn't even have security like that. Like, because whoever they did let in would just, you know, they knew they were cool. So the security guard in there was, like, there was, like, almost little to no security. Everybody was walking there like if they were normal.
Everybody already knows the deal type shit.
Everybody, like, if they just chill. So I'm there and I'm thinking like, damn, I'm tripping. Like, what's going on? I have my Louis too. I have my glasses and shit. So I'm like, damn, bro, I'm not really in here with the guy just designed my frames. Like, that's crazy to me. I'm tripping. And I literally pulled up and there's this bar and everybody's ordering drinks, and I'm like trying to stay in the line because I'm like, damn, I gotta get a drink right now. Like, I'm like, I'll be
where am I at?
I'm like, where am I at? Like,
you just saw I
gotta turn up. I'm like, what am I doing?
Was it open bar or did you have to pay for drinks?
So I'm like, I'm worried as fuck, because the thing about New York and Manhattan is that they're
Because I remember when, like, this is what I'm saying, when you like start posting on the IG, bro, you were in the front like recording Virgil, and they were just like, hey, you could tell in their face they were a little bit like not why is he recording, but like, for you, if it was me, bro, I would have been recording in that motherfucker if I got in the way that you did. Because it's like, bro, I'm in here.
In here, bro. I'm fully in there. But in the same time, they're over here just on some like, damn, like, we don't really like made this list super exclusive. We know how people are going to be. I pull up in there and I'm just recording that shit like it's a movie.
He was in the front, like.
Because I'm just like, this shit movie, right? So I end up going to the bar and I'm trying to like really turn up, because I'm like, damn, I'm not really at no normal party. I got to get a drink. But the thing is that, like, in Manhattan, the drinks are like mad pricey. I remember, funny story, before we even get to the Virgil, real shit. I'm at New York that same week and I'm with my friend. We partying, we at this club, and I get us in. The thing that was funny is that this club had an entrance that was like, you could go to this door or this door, but it was cool because it was two clubs. So one club you could just walk straight, and then another club you could just walk in and you go up the stairs. So we go in, we walk in the stairs, and the DJs in New York are lit, but like they're playing shit in, like, when shit used to be popular here in 2008 in New York, in 2023, that shit's hot. So they're playing We Found Love by Rihanna, and they were turning up to that shit like if it just dropped. Like we found in love in a hopeless place, and everybody's dancing, and the whole bar is like literally no lights. So you're seeing like the babies dancing and shit, but it's like low dim lights, and they're playing this shit like Rihanna just dropped this shit. You know, like, bro, that song is like 13 years ago, right? Yeah. New York is like, nah, fuck that shit, bro.
My boy just seen A$AP Nas. My boy just seen Virgil. And who else did you see in there, bro?
But like,
wasn't Ferg wasn't there, no?
I don't know, but before, like, my bad, because it's like the thing I'm talking about is like just like 1 week ahead, like or like a few days before I did that last night. I was at a like a club, and then my friend, I got him in there, and there's this group of girls, right, and they're all dancing by themselves, like 5 girls, and that's what I'm telling you. Like, when we were talking about this earlier, sometimes you gotta be the one that really does like go, like, that's what I was gonna, you gotta walk up sometimes, because like girls will give you a sign and stuff, but like they're not gonna do everything for you neither. It's not like they're gonna tell you, like, they're gonna like, oh, shit, you gotta be the man. You know, you gotta be the one that makes the first move in certain situations.
Because my thing is that I don't approach girls, right? like I don't approach girls in the sense where like I might fuck with a girl that she's super pretty and everything, but like I don't know why I'm always the one getting approached. So how is it that you go about it? Tell me that Balenciaga thing where you were just about to talk about, where you're like, oh, I had to approach that girl. Cause okay, so I approached this like Italian girl, right? And she was bad, bro. But at that time it was COVID, so they had the mask, and she had green eyes, long black hair, big old, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully she ain't watching this, but like she had a big old booty, and I was like, I need that. You know what I'm saying? That day I dropped like $3,000 because I gonna go get my mom something. So it wasn't even nothing crazy, but I just got her a bag. I got myself a wallet or whatever. But at the end, I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we chopped it up a bit about like fashion. I feel like you're into the same things that I'm into. Like, give me your number. And she was trying to give me her business card, and I was like, nah, I don't want that. Like, I want your number. You know what I'm saying? She was like, all right, boom, 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 put it in my phone. And that's the only time I probably went up to like a girl. You know what I'm saying? So how is it that you go about it? Like, let's say you really vibe with a girl or whatever.
Let's just even talk about how I went about it that night. Because then I'm there and I'm literally at partying, and there's this 5 girls, right? Like this like 5 to 6 girl ratio. Mm-hmm. And it's just me and my friend. Something, and like it's like 2 of us and like 5 girls. Was good. So I pull up and I start talking to these girls for us. Because he's like not into the whole like first approach shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm over here trying to break the ice. And I'm like, yo, can I get you guys a drink? You know, like let me get you guys a drink. Let's have a good time, yeah. Right? You know, like you guys, your friends are all dancing, they're all lonely and shit. Like nobody's talking to you guys. Like, what's good? So I tell my friend, I was like, hey, because you know I ain't like to be simping neither, bro. Because I ain't gonna be on that wave.
That's what I'm saying.
I ain't gonna be on that wave. But you know what? If you get somebody else to simp for you, that's not true, bro.
Bro, because my dad always says, bro. I'm gonna say it in Spanish because he says it in Spanish, but he said, todas las muchachas les gustan un pendejo y alguien que les da buen. You know what I'm saying? So every girl, basically to translate it, every girl likes a guy that's stupid and likes to have a guy that buys her shit. You know what I'm saying? And then in the sense, it's like, I'm not gonna really be the person that's just gonna be there hitting you up every single time or whatever. Because in reality, I don't feel like girls really like that, bro. Like, they might fuck with you in the sense because they already know, like, oh, I got this one guy that's always gonna be here no matter what. But I don't even fuck with him. But like, he gives me the attention because girls feed off of attention. So you know what I'm saying?
I pull up and I'm talking to these girls, and I talk to my friend, and I'm like, yo, man, they all want a drink. Like, let's get them a drink. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not trying to, you know. So he's at the bar, and next thing you know, he goes orders drinks, and he comes get some for the girls. They're all happy for a moment. We're dancing, this and the third. Fucking out of nowhere, the girls just started to give like this whole cold shoulder, right? So.
But how was it? Like, what did
in the
stop?
sense of like, you know, like they were only really there for like the drink, you know, which was cool.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
I don't really trip because I wasn't the one buying them the drink, but I was like, I told my friend, I was like, yo, like I already got them on the hook for us. I pulled them in. If you know you didn't succeed with what I did for you, like it's not my fault, you know.
Yeah.
I'm almost catching the fish for eating it to you, you know, put it in your lips. If you're not biting it,
I always say with this one too, but I be bringing shawties for these foods, and I'm like, bro, like y'all gotta close a deal, especially with Hector, bro. I'm like, bro, you gotta close a deal, bro. You want me to dead us to the shawty, like, yo, like, Dos Tatiana or what, but.
Some like, Krishan Rock type shit, you know.
Bro, I can never have no shawty like that, bro. Yeah, like tripping on me like that. Have you ever had a girl trip on you like that?
Yeah, my girl trip, but you know.
Oh, he said his girl. Shit.
But it's one of those things where
it's
like it's one of those things that's like, hey man, sometimes
you always do need a companion. I always say this, but you at the end of the day, you always do need that one shawty that's always gonna be there. Like yesterday, I went to the club, and I mean, I'm kind of putting myself out there, but. I went to the club, and this shorty I was going to link with this shorty, but I hit my homie up. I was like, let's go to the club, because shorty's obviously not answering. I'm not going to wait for her. But then she was like, I'm down, and like, pull up when you're done. So then I just pull up when you're done, you know what I'm saying? Let me see this one. You got it cracking.
Yeah, you got to get it cracking, and in the sense of us being there, next thing you know, like, my friend starts to get this whole, like, vibe of, like, you know, obviously, like, they were, like, giving us the cold shoulder, and I didn't really trip, because I was just there having a good time. I was dancing. I didn't care. Next thing you know, I go down because we're already like, let's leave from here. But I was telling you, when I first got in there, there's a place where you could go straight or you could go like up some stairs. So as I'm getting down, I'm seeing how the music is on the first room that I didn't go. That's just popping out. That's just crazy. So next thing
Kind of
you know,
sounds like Chico, bro. Like Chico, when you go to Chico, it's like party here, party here, party here, party here. Obviously, not the same quality as shawties, but it's like there's a party here, party here, party here, party here.
it's all over the street, you know. It's like, and then I pull up and I'm hearing the music, and I'm like, damn, man, like it's really going off in there.
Yeah.
I was like dressed like in this like pretty clean fit, I think, and there's this big ass security there, like this big guy.
Yeah.
I pull up and I'm just walking straight in. Guy didn't say nothing. I walk in, I'm cool. My friend was right in back of me. He tried to do the same. The security guard was so big, he just grabbed him and went, click, click. He's like, you're not going in. So I was like, oh shit. I was like, damn. So my friend's calling me from outside, like, hey, I didn't get in, this and the third. And then when I go in, tell me why they're not playing a whole lot of Red Cardi. They playing like some whole lot of like bangers and shit. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, upstairs they're just playing some like shit from 10 years ago. Here they're playing some shit from like today.
Yeah.
And later on I find out the next day that was the party to be at in New York too, on some like weird shit.
Were there any like crazy artists there?
The DJ that was playing there was like some huge DJ in New York. And you really had to be like on to really be there. Because I like had gone to another party and I talked to people and they're like, oh, I was there. And, oh, that's so-and-so's party. And I was like, what? And they were showing me videos of that night. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's where I was at.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, it was his birthday. And, like, he's a DJ, but, like, it was his birthday. And he was DJing for himself because he's that good of a DJ. And
all right, but we gotta... Okay, we already talked about the
let's
New York
come back
shit.
to the...
Hold on, we already talked about New York shit. We gotta talk about Dukes, bro. We gotta talk about them Dukes nights, bro.
About Dukes?
It's nothing crazy, but because I've been knowing my homie for like a minute, right? But
well, let's go back real quick because I don't want to.
But cut it short, bro. Because the whole thing was like this and that. So I'm like, we gotta get to the meat and potatoes, bro.
I pull up and that same like that same night we had. My friend later on the next day he wakes up mad and he's like, yo, and he's telling everybody we work with, this guy had me spend $200 on drinks on girls. I'm like, huh? I wake up the next day. I'm tripping. I'm like, what you mean? Like, huh? You only bought them like 3-4 drinks. What are you talking about? In New York, the drinks are super expensive. So like, we bought 3 or 5 drinks. Next thing you know, tab was like on some 2 bills. He paid it, and I was like, shit. I didn't even know. I thought we just got like 4 drinks. So fast forward to this party I'm at. This whole, you know, I'm in this whole scenario of like, what the fuck am I doing? I gotta turn up. So I'm there with Virgil, I'm there with ASAP Nas, I'm around with all these people, and I'm thinking, like, I gotta turn up. So I go to the bar.
Okay, hold on. Okay. So you were with ASAP Nas. How is it that, like, okay. So Virgil was DJing at that point, right? Yeah. Virgil was DJing, and it's like, that's when you were, like, recording and shit. How is it that you felt at that time when you're, like, you look to your left, ASAP Nas is there. You look to the DJ booth, Virgil is there, and then you look to your right, and
it felt like, so real, man. It felt like crazy. I was just tripping out, and then I'm at the bar just trying to get a drink, and these people ordering these crazy ass drinks, and I go.
Wait, who else you saw there, bro?
Well, as I'm ordering a drink, I'm trying to be like, yo. So I asked the bartender how much are the drinks, and because I'm like, I want one of the drinks that this person just ordered, and then the bartender's just like, oh, it's a open like.
Open bar.
It's an open bar. Like, we're not charging anything. If you want to give a tip, you're good, bro. When I heard that,
run it up. You know what I'm saying? Run it up.
I'm telling you, my friend had just spent like $200 on like 4 or 5 drinks the prior night.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was like, bro, I was ordering like, I was like, let me get 2 shots, let me get this. I was ordering drinks on drinks. And I turned on to my right. I'm seeing like Virgil walking around the party. And I see, like, Virgil talking to some guy. And I'm like, who is this? Because I'm seeing the side of his face. So I pull up, got curly hair. I'm like, got a beard. Who the fuck is this? Bro, Jerry Lorenzo. Fear God. Crazy. I'm like, Essentials. What the fuck? Essentials, right? Fear God himself with fucking, Louis Vuitton, men's designer, fucking Virgil Abloh. And then this big guy comes in, blocks both of them. This big guy, right? Beard, like, no hair. Bald. I'm tripping like, who the fuck? I can't even see who the fuck. Bari, bro. Bari. Crazy moment in history, bro. You got Virgil Abloh, you got Jerry from Fear of God, you got Bari from Vino, 3 like the craziest like designers in streetwear fashion right now, all together in one circle, just talking to themselves. And I'm just like literally at 2 feet away from the shit. And I'm like, bro, where the fuck am I at? Like, what the fuck did I get myself into?
Bro, I be tripping about, like, sometimes when I'm, like, at a club and type of shit, I'm like, this bitch is bad as fuck, and I'm already, like, I'm not tripping, but I'm just, like, I know she can, you know, be put in a position where it's, like, it's crazy, and it's, like, just being put in that position where it's, like, Virgil's there, Barry's there, Nas is there, it's, like...
And not even that,
They're
just
in a
like...
good position. And you don't even want to... You wish you could network, but it's like, you know that they're not in a position to even want to network because they're just so used to it.
Yeah.
So, it's like,
so then I literally get on my shit. I turn up. I get turn up. Bro, like, long story short, now next day I wake up. I'm, like, in the hospital, bro. Bro, I'm in the hospital. No
you went to the hospital after that? I didn't even know this part of the story.
I wake up and I'm like, wait. I literally blacked out. I wake up. It's like, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm surrounded by these nurses and doctors and shit. And I'm like confused. Like, what's going on? And I touch my head and I'm like, I'm bleeding. I'm like, what the fuck?
Whoa,
and I'm like,
I didn't know this part of the
I'm
story,
like, I'm
bro.
tripping the fuck out. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
What happened to you?
And I literally, like, I'm like trying to get my phone. I have my Gucci bag. And I'm in New York. I'm in the hospital at 2 a.m. I'm tripping out. Like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, I was just like a few minutes ago at a Virgil. I'm with Virgil. An hour or two.
That's already a trip in itself.
An hour or two go by. I'm in the hospital. I don't even remember what happened. I'm gone. I'm like, what's going on? I'm trying to look for my phone. My phone's not with me. They're like, we found you. And you were like unconscious and the police brought you. I don't know what. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what you talking about? The open bar had me so lit, blacked out, bro. Blacked out. It was crazy. I was like, damn. It got so crazy. I woke up. I was like, where's my phone? Virgil got so upset. I was recording him all night. He's like, I'm gonna snatch that. He's like, I'm gonna snatch that. I'm gonna take that. He took the phone. He was like, he didn't fuck with me recording him the whole night. Don't worry, I got iCloud.
Nah, but really, what happened? What happened to you?
I literally was like on some shit, bro. I'm telling you, it was an open bar, so I start running up the tab. I'm like, yo, give me 2 shots, this and that. I go back, I charge my phone because it was his outlet. The next thing you know, I tell the bartender, fuck that, bro. I get this bartender that was there. I was like, yo, hold my seat. My phone's here. I was like, I'm going to go to the bar, get some more drinks. I get more drinks. I'm turning up. I'm seeing Virgil from like a distance. He's DJing the whole time. I'm drinking. The shots creep up to me. The shots got me.
I feel like the party scene in like LA is very different from the party scene in New York.
Yeah, bro.
And like, cause the party scene in LA, like everybody's trying to always like, especially the shorties, like they might fuck with you.
Wait, what time is it real quick? Check the camera. Time real quick. Just say sponsored by Rolly. Make sure you guys get yourself one.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the party scene in LA, because the thing is like in LA, bro, like the shorties might fuck with you, but they don't really want to say anything. So like, let's say you see a shorty, right? Let's say you're a lock and key.
That's always a good.
Let's say you're a lock and key, right? And you see a bad shorty. What is it that you would do? Like to try to get the shorties like attention type shit.
Sometimes it's weird because sometimes it's weird because on some shit where they be on some whole like different cocky level and that's cool, but it just depends on the like vibe and you know whatever signals they're giving to, and
so let's
you
say
just gotta read that
let's say
shit.
you see a shorty right there. What's it? 10 out of 10 right now, in front of you. What is it that you'll do?
Sometimes you feel so nervous though. You be like second guessing it and shit, and you be like, damn, am I gonna go talk to the bitch and this and the third? And sometimes you be on some shit where you be on some trying to play cool or player shit and you don't do shit. But the girl's never gonna come up and be like, oh, I know that you were looking at me. So then like after that, you just be going like, damn, I should have talked to that short. And the thing that is really true is that most of the time, honestly, you're never really gonna see that girl again. That's one thing you gotta really think about. You like, there's so many women in the world. Sometimes you never really gonna ever see her again. So like, if you don't and you know some M&S.
Wait, hold on. Let me hear that Balenciaga story, bro. Cause you told me the Balenciaga story.
The Balenci?
Yeah, the Balenciaga. You gotta tell me the Balenciaga.
I was at a Beverly Center and it's funny cause I was pulling in and I was in Beverly Center. Like if you ever in Beverly Hills, it's like the mall to go to cause they got good stores and shit. I pull up and I was seeing these like 2 girls, even when I was gonna park in, cause you gotta park inside like a structure. I seen these 2 girls walking from like outside, And me and my friends were like driving, and we noticed him, cause this girl had like this like, I forgot if it was the pants or the top, but like some shit where, you know, like it's like some art shit where they got those spandex, but they're all like different colors, like marble and shit.
Oh shit.
She has like some like
Okay,
flare
the-
pants like that, like the, you know, the like tights, but they flare up at the bottom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm you know what I'm talking about, right? You know what?
I always
Hey,
say that whenever you see a girl with those.
Even if the shorty got no, you know what I'm saying?
That's a red flag.
No, it's not a red flag. It's a green flag. Bring that ass over here. You know what I'm
So-
saying? But the shorties that be having those, bro, be like,
those
even
are
if she
the
don't,
dangerous types. Let's put it like that. Let's cap it
even
off,
if
right?
she don't, even if she don't got none going on, like you already know, like you
So-
already know what's going on.
I seen her from outside and I was putting up, but I wasn't gonna be on some whole like pull up and you in your car and you lower your window shit. Cause that's too cheesy. So I literally was like, she looked good, and I go inside and I literally just doing my thing, and I'm like just shopping and shit. And I'm at the Balenci store because I was just looking at some Balencis and I was trying to see some triple S's or some tracks. I was trying to see if I wanted either the track or the triple S. And I'm there just shopping on some casual shit with my homie. And this Betty that we seen outside with that whole, you know, she had the whole get up, pulls up into the Balenci store. So I'm over here talking to the coworker or like the worker at Balenci because I'm trying to like just basically lock in if I ever need some shit or if I'm trying to like cop again.
Yeah.
Trying to get some like info of like, oh, if I want to
Cause I
get
get that shit like I
When-
can't
when-
like those shorties just be trying to lock in with you.
yeah, trying to lock in, and I was just trying to be like, yo, you know, I'm gonna come back and get these, whatever. Next thing you know, this shorty pulls up, and I'm with my homie, but my homie was like, we both noticed who the girl was because we had seen her, but he was more on some like, oh shit, like just trying to keep it cool. And I was trying the shoe on, but then I was like, nah, I'm never gonna see this bitch again, like never, and I haven't never seen her again since that. But I pulled up on her and I was like, yo, you know, like I had to like go straight up approach her and like tell her about like, what's your Instagram, this and the third. She shoots me on Instagram, but I don't think my phone was on, so I think I got the business, like the guy that just gave me a card from Balenci that was trying to help me out. That's when I was like, write your name or your number on this, so she writes her Instagram name. And then later I searched her up, and I thought shorty had like mad like I think she had like 400,000 followers on Instagram. Like the bitch was like,
But that's what I'm saying.
The
Like
bitch
the
was, like,
shorty,
on
the
some-
shorty got, let's say, because
The shorty was, like,
base
some, like-
themselves off of like the followers that they got, and let's say they have 400,000 followers.
But the
or
thing is
whatever,
that, like,
it's
what I was gonna tell you is that most people, like look, if you would have told my friend, because my friend was already nervous when she got in, he wasn't even going to go ask her, talk to her, nothing.
Yeah.
But if I would have even told my friend that, oh, she had 400K, he would have for sure not even went up to her. Because most people be intimidated by, oh, she
That's what I'm saying. Like
she
the
got
shorty probably got
million.
400,000 followers, but she got nothing going on for herself.
She got a
so it's
million.
like-
It's like a resume.
She
You
got
gotta-
she got a million. She got 400. She got 500. That sounds crazy. So you as yourself, you were like, oh, she won't go for or this and that. But I didn't care. I was like, I'm trying to see what this girl's about, and I was like, I went to go talk to her straight up. So if it's on some shit like that and you don't like care, girls really like that don't get hit up by guys, because a lot of the guys that do know her or that do know her by her Instagram
Won't go to
will
her.
be like, oh, this bitch got 400,000.
Yeah.
Like I just got
It's like a
like
presumption. It's like assuming.
I'm like damn, I
'Cause
got
I heard
500. You know, some people that don't be on Instagram, they got like the 500, or like even if you are, sometimes not even bad, because sometimes I realize that girls sometimes like guys that are on the like lower side of followers because they're like more low key, and that's what girls look out for, some certain ones. But there's certain like guys that are
For
like,
me,
let's
it's
just-
like status though, bro. Like if like, I feel like I'm a shorty might fuck with you, but like if you really don't got no status, like as in followers or like likes or whatever, like in the era that we live in, the shorty might not fuck with you.
might not
Like
fuck.
she might fuck with you, like as in like give you like the IG or whatever the case is, but she might not fuck with you. Cause I deal with that, bro. At the end of the day, I'm never gonna forget. We went to a day fade, right? We went to a day fade, and this one shorty was, when I tell you, bro, she was bad. She was bad, bro. And I had like,
She wasn't.
But the thing is, because look, girls fuck with you because of your energy, right? So I had a bad shorty here. I had a bad shorty here talking to me, and I had a bad shorty here. I had 3 shorties with me. And I like stepped back, right? And like this one shorty was like right there, right in front of me. And I saw her looking at, because we already shared like IGs. So I had seen from afar that she was looking at my IG.
She was peeping.
She was peeping my IG.
Was she?
She was peeping my IG. So she wanted to see where my status was at, and like,
Like a resume by IG.
yeah, she was like seeing like my status was at like in like followers and shit, and I only have like 800, 900 followers, so it's like she didn't want to fuck with me because of that. So it's like I could tell you fucked with me, but you didn't because of my following or whatever the case was. Which is cool. I'm not gonna trip on it.
You thought I was feeling you? She got him cold with it.
No, you know what I'm saying? You thought I was feeling you?
I'm telling you, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But that's when I was like, I saw it from afar, and I was like, you're looking at my shit. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool. Like, if you don't want to fuck with me, I don't got fuck. That's why you got to have options. Where it's like, you don't fuck with me, it's cool. Like, I got these other shawties, but it's like, I obviously want to fuck with you. But if you don't want to fuck with me because I'm not following, it shows me what type of girl you is. Like, I don't, like, yeah, I'll fuck you. Like I always said, like, with the body count thing. Like, yeah, like if a certain girl is bad, right, and she got like a certain amount of type of body counts or whatever, like I'm gonna fuck with you, but I'm not gonna take you serious because I already know that like if you got a certain amount of type of body counts, like your solution is like when we get in an argument, or like when some shit goes down, you're not gonna your solution is always to hop on a new piece. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. So sometimes you just gotta be, you gotta be aware of shit, and it's just a whole bunch of shit has been happening, and the way that social media like presents this like instant like gratification, like how we were talking about earlier, shit's not the way that it used to be. Because in some shit where you be like you said, when something happens, sometimes people are always not there to be putting in the hard work, so people want shit to come so easily. That's why, like, if you think about it, fast food always got us on this whole like we want shit like on like when you snap your fingers, you want that shit, right? So when shit's not going your way, you snap your fingers and you're like, fucking, I'm going to just go get a new piece of this and that. Or I'm going to do this. And that's cool, but then you just like end up coming to this like certain point where you could do that when you're young. And that's why it works when you're young, like cool. But then you end up getting to this whole point where later on you've been did that your whole youth. And you over here salty now, and you
already have all this history behind you, and it's like nobody want to fuck with you, but it's like
you got all these girls with baggage and shit that were like really good in their 20s, and the next thing you know, now they're on this
30s and shit. 30s,
and they don't want to put it on this whole like responsibility to themselves. So what they continue to do is like, oh, where are all the good men at, or where are this like. Bitch, you been had the good men. You just over here, we're trying to dick around, do this whole thing. So it's like, do you? But when it's time and you trying to really do you, understand you did you.
Exactly. You did you.
You did you.
We gonna end it off at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that was the second podcast. I hope you guys have a good time. But like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you know what I'm saying. Follow for the rest.